For 4 and 20,
Hello, Max.
we've been there for it all. Australia's original fan food. Here he is, Marty.
Yay.
Max
Lovely
Gawn.
to see you, Max.
Lovely to see everyone.
You
Favourite
look
day
up
of
and
the week.
about this morning.
I am. It's Friday. It's actually sunny.
Yeah.
It's going to be a
outside.
beautiful day. When are you playing?
Sunday.
Sunday. Oh,
Sunday.
you've still got a couple of days before you have to run around and bash blokes.
Correct.
You ran out for your 200th last weekend. Your son George was with you, but he did not want to go through the banner. It's fair to say, Max.
No, the day got a hold of him. He
Yeah.
wasn't.
It's
He
too
wasn't
big
at
on
his
him.
best.
No.
He's an unbelievable sleeper. I'm not going to get in. I'm not going to really bore everyone listening, but he naps from 12 till 3.
Oh, my
God.
God, that's a
Yeah.
power
What a
nap.
nap.
And our game
It's like
starts.
Matt.
He's like-
He's biphasal.
Our game starts at 3:20.
Oh.
So we had to cut his nap short by about an hour.
He
He
would have
wasn't happy
hated
with
that.
Yeah, so
Grumpy.
he wasn't in the best mood.
No one wants an hour knocked off their nap.
Yeah, and surprisingly, he doesn't care that it's my 200th game.
No.
No, I'm surprised by that.
It's a scary environment, though. There's smoke and flames going off. And
Yeah,
it's
we
all-
got him geared up because he was scared of the banner about 4 weeks ago. So
Yep.
we were actually watching games
Right.
of banners going up.
Right.
So he tuned into like North v Western Bulldogs
Very lucky kid.
to see the banner go up, and
Very
he was getting
lucky.
really excited. He was going, "I'm going to run through the banner," but then when the banner got up, it just got a bit too much.
You make little practice banners for him.
We should have done that.
Yeah.
Toilet paper.
Yeah, in
Across the-
hindsight.
yeah.
In
we should have done
hindsight, but hindsight's a wonderful
that.
thing.
It is.
Simon Goodwin's re-signed. It'll keep him at the Demons until the end of 2026. That's
Yes.
great consistency and continuity for the playing group and the coach.
Yeah, see if the Herald Sun will write about that one.
Mm.
What do you mean?
I didn't want to delve into it, but
Oh, you opened the door.
I mean, it's-
Open the door.
You can't say that out of context.
No, he's just always in the paper for
Yeah.
reasons that aren't his fault. So hopefully they write a nice little story about him signing it on, and we've been top 4 the last 3 years.
You're
We've
feeling
actually,
hard done by.
he's a really good coach,
Yeah.
and he deserves the praise. And I don't think he gets it enough. To be fair, he actually gets quite the opposite
Yeah.
does.
in that paper particular.
Yes.
No, well said, Max. Goodwin conceded to the media on Wednesday that the Gawn-Grundy combination. Look, I won't say it hasn't worked in 2023. We've got a grab here
Yes, we do.
of Simon.
I think it's pretty clear that we acknowledge that it hasn't quite been the success that we were hoping for. And between the two of them, we haven't quite had the impact that we would have liked throughout the year.
I mean, that's a pretty strong admission from him.
Yeah, I take everything back. The guy's a prick.
Got him. He said, in terms of the way they function in the team together from a forward half perspective, I think it's pretty clear that we acknowledge that it hasn't quite been the success we were hoping for, and that certainly hasn't been all on Brody. Jeez,
Yeah.
I think he might be.
Okay.
He seems to be having a tilt at you.
What's he
there.
signed till 2026?
2026. Do you reckon you'll outlive him?
Who they need more.
To be fair, I had about 6 or 7 games there in a row where I was playing as a forward. And I kicked some goals in some. It rained in a lot of them. Like, I've got some excuses if you want them, but
No, I don't need them.
technically it didn't work to a point where we were both best on ground.
No.
But I felt like we still won games there. But at the moment, what's working is looking really damaging. So I dare say he had intentions to bring Brody back in after a week or two, but it started to look really good, the forward
Yeah.
line. So yeah, we're both not allowed inside 50 for a while.
You're
which is-
5 and zip when you play on your own,
Okay.
and you're 10 and 7 when you play alongside Grundy.
Yeah, I mean, but
A lot of variables go into
a
that.
lot of variables. We actually haven't lost a game by more than 3 goals, I think. So we're in every game, whether we got me or Brody playing or not. So
It's a good point.
Melbourne's reportedly kicked off conversations with other clubs surrounding a Brody Grundy trade.
okay.
It's getting uncomfortable
It's
now.
unknown.
Well, I'm not involved in these conversations.
No. Have you heard any whispers?
I've heard he's signed
Look-
for 5 years to the D's.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's
Okay.
a.
Are you going to go somewhere else and tell them the real story? Because that's what you seem to do a lot of.
Well, it's
He doesn't.
Brody's contracted for 5 years, so
Yeah.
to comment on that is ludicrous. Obviously, it's in my favourite paper, the Herald Sun, every day. But what happens at the end of the year happens. But I still think he's a chance to get back into the team at some point, and we can play double ruck, and we win a flag with 2 rucks, and we sell Rod Laver Arena for a Gawn-Grundy show. It's-
Oh, wouldn't that be fun?
it's-
Just a
it's-
Q&A.
Yeah, it'll be great.
What's it like
Do
rucking?
you want to, and we'll bring a comedian on for a 10-minute spot. Do you want that?
Oh, you could moderate.
I think you're mad if you don't get Ando. And he can paint both of you while you're talking and then turn it around and it's Ida Buttrose and Jenny Key.
Strange.
Anything you'd like to
Oh, I
bring
just
up,
wanted
William?
to talk about the score review controversy because every player in the AFL has an opinion. What did you think of? It's been 2 weeks in a row. You were part of the Christian Petrarca debacle.
Yeah, Track's still commenting on that as well.
Yeah, I
think
saw
he was on 360 the other day. It's never going to be. I agree that the behind could maybe be like a little bit of time. Sydney were very smart. They played on very, very
Yeah.
quickly. They had the ball at the halfback flank before Keys even stopped celebrating.
He's still pointing at his head by that time.
I wouldn't mind if it's for the right of the result for the kick out to be halted just a tiny bit. I think that's the way
Absolutely.
around it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It has to be.
Yep.
I mean, you just can't have that happen through in any game, but particularly through the final series.
Yeah, we just can't get that technology. I don't know if there's technology around that would solve the issue. Like it's a pretty soccer's black and white. It's either crossed the line or it hasn't. Where
Well,
football's
and
got
that
people
goal in the
touching it
World
left, right, and
Cup.
centre.
Remember that one that was like
Yeah.
they had the technology to see that it had crossed the line by literally a mil. It's
Yeah.
like, what do they call the tennis one?
Hawkeye.
Hawkeye.
Yeah. But that's not our issue. Our issue isn't it across
Yeah.
the line. It's if it touches 17 people in a pack on the way through.
Touches hands, touches the
Touches
post.
the
Unless we
post.
all agree to wear a snicker in our hand, I don't see how the issue gets solved.
I don't know either. It's a messy issue, that one.
Yeah.
And the ARC and along with the NRL bunker have proved that another set of eyes isn't always the answer either.
It's just, unfortunately, Adelaide are on the raw end of that deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no one cares about Adelaide. Let's come back.
Today across Melbourne, 19 degrees and fine. Marty, Max Gore with us right now.
Yes, Max, we had Trent Cotchin in earlier in the week.
Yes.
And of course, he's recently retired. There's been a lot of retirements this year, and we're just talking about how quickly it ends in clubland for the outgoing footballers. I mean,
Yeah.
you've really got to mentally prepare yourself for that.
Yeah, so our example is sort of Nathan Jones. You see, I've seen him every day for my 13-year career,
Yeah,
and I've seen him maybe 4 times since. So,
Yeah.
like, it just
it's crazy.
drastically changes. He's into the 9 till 5 grind,
Yeah,
which I'm not looking forward to.
no. Have you thought about it? What do you think? You've got interests outside of football, though, so you'll be okay.
I've got a couple of bars,
Yeah.
which is not the 9 till 5 grind.
No,
so
No, but you also don't want to prop yourself at the end of those and start having a Pinot at midday,
Yeah, that's the
which
spiral.
could be a trap.
Could spiral downhill real quickly, couldn't it?
It really could. It would if I was running them. I'd be like, "G'day, guys. Is everyone having a wine?"
It'd be a popular ticket though. Just got to go to that wine bar. Max is just drunk.
Max
the
is
whole time.
blind.
Yeah.
He's
Sitting on
telling
there.
stories.
Yeah.
Mate, he's got some belting stories about Goodwin. Here we go. Let's have a look at the round. Bombers v Collingwood tonight at the MCG. Well, it appears as though the Bombers have run out of legs.
Yeah, well, I think he said none of them are like go out for surgery type injuries. They've done 6 changes.
6 injuries.
They're actually injuries, so that's a bit stiff. I'll go Collingwood here. I reckon they'll bounce back. And
Fun stat, Essendon would have to win by roughly 240 points to make the finals.
you're telling me there's a chance.
There's always a
Face
chance.
sniff.
Hawthorn versus Freo, that'll be one of the great dead rubbers, I would have thought.
I'll go Hawks here.
Hawks, North Gold Coast, I mean, jeez, what a belter.
Yeah,
The
this
wooden
is,
spoons on the line.
this is the famous game Zeeble chose not to play.
Potentially 21st consecutive loss for North Melbourne.
Okay.
Mm.
Would you like to win?
No,
You want the draft pick?
yes. There's no point winning now.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to comment too much on it, but I think the players and coaches always want to win.
Of course, and so they should.
So if they all buy, I reckon North are a chance here.
Ugh, that'd be the grand irony. Brisbane Lions versus St Kilda. Twilight in Brisbane. One of 5 games with major finals implications,
Would
Max.
love a little St Kilda win here.
Brisbane desperate to hold on to the top 2 spot. St Kilda could fall as low as 8th.
We need a lot of results to go away to get a home final. So I'm not too fussed on this game, but I wouldn't mind St Kilda just giving Brisbane a little chop just before finals. That'd be
Sitting
nice.
in 4th though, you still get a home final. So
Yeah, again, if it's Collingwood, but
Yeah.
if Brisbane win and Collingwood lose, then
yeah, true.
it's not. So, and we also need Port to lose to Richmond as well. So I'm pretty content with playing anywhere.
Yeah.
I'd even be more than happy to go to the Gabba, but I just wouldn't mind Brisbane having a little loss.
Yeah. It's a bit
So,
of fun.
so potentially you finish top 4 and you don't get a home final. How does that work?
In
You
week
do
one.
if you lose. Oh, you do in week 2 or 3 if
Yeah,
you win
right.
or lose. Just not week 1.
Brisbane had done that. Geelong versus the Western Bulldogs tomorrow night in Geelong. The Western Bulldogs must win to stay alive, Max.
I never usually get the odds on my sheet. This is quite interesting. Western Bulldogs are favourite.
Yeah.
Are they?
Geelong have made a number of changes too. 7 changes, I think.
Have you heard the audio of Jeremy Cameron this morning?
No, is
Have
it-
a listen. We've still got that.
Let's see if I've got it
He's
floating around.
post-surgery. He's gone in for whatever the
Okay.
issue
Shoulder.
was, the shoulder.
Here
Yep.
it is.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Darts YouTube channel. Feeling pretty good at the moment, yeah. I had a bit of an accident. I just want to let you guys know that fell out of my boat.
He didn't fall out of his
No.
boat.
Okay.
It's just a post-season surgery.
Someone
but he,
needs to be near him.
Mate, in one of the photos I saw, he's holding his child.
Yeah.
Someone needs to take that child off him. West Coast v Adelaide.
I'm going to, unpopular opinion, go West Coast here. They got Shuey and Hearn last game of the year, both back in.
Think
a bit
they'll
of
lift.
form.
Yeah, they're in form,
Yeah. Winners.
and Crows might be a bit grumpy.
Well, it's a dead rubber. Port v Richmond. Port Adelaide fighting for a top 2 spot at the Adelaide Oval.
Once again, I'd love Port to have a little loss here, but I think this one's looking incredibly difficult.
Do you think losing in the final round when you're at the top end of the ladder has impact on the finals? Is there a mental
Probably
barrier?
not. We beat Brisbane last year in round 23 at the Gabba,
Mm.
and then lost to them 2 weeks later at the
Smacked
G in a final.
Yeah.
So I don't think it does. But in my own head, I would like the idea of Port having a loss. as
What's
well.
happening with the Richmond coach?
McWalter.
Yeah.
I think he's currently the front runner, but they're still looking around.
Have any names been attached
Yeah,
to that job?
Chris Newman's name popped up.
Oh,
A
yeah.
few others.
Is
Yeah.
my guy a chance? Ooze?
Ooze is a chance. I
Ooze
heard
is a
he was on the
chance.
short list.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sydney v Melbourne, Sunday at the MCG. 2 belters to end the round. Sydney could finish 5th after sitting 15th in round 17. Melbourne can still finish 2nd,
Okay.
Max.
We can't finish lower than 4th, though.
No.
So
That's
we're
the
top
key.
4.
That's the key.
This is Buddy's. Buddy's going to be in the car, I'm presuming, on the back of a Hilux.
I
Going-
hope so.
going
Oh,
around the-
surely.
They've got to drive him around.
It's actually, I can't get a ticket for
Really?
family and friends here. I think,
What,
it's,
at the G?
Wow.
I think it's completely sold out.
Wow.
It's,
Has it really?
So-
sorry,
Sunday
it's the
Arvo.
SCG.
Wow.
That's a typo there. It's a Sydney home game.
I was going to say, Christ almighty, there's no way they're selling 100,000 for Melbourne and Sydney at the MCG.
The South Melbourne supporters, they rock up.
And get them out of redheads.
Yes.
Who do you think, Sydney?
Well, I've just looked and they're favourites.
They are not, are they?
Yeah. So it's Sunday
are.
Arvo footy at the G, but it's the SCG. I'm excited.
What are the Sydney cricket ground rooms like?
I've had some bad experiences because they've been renoed a couple of times. One day we lost by 120 points. Jeremy Howe took Mark of the Year. That was great, but
Oh.
we lost. He actually handballed Mark of the Year, which is a stupid
I
idea
remember
as
that.
well.
Mm.
We were in
How
the
did he do that?
we were in the cricket nets, and it was a kilometre walk
From the nets.
from the nets to the ground. So I blame the 120 point loss on the energy zapping
Absolutely.
walk.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
And mentally, you've played the game 4 times before
Yeah.
you get onto the surface.
Stadium's cool. I like it.
Carlton v GWS. Carlton hoping to hang on to 5th and earn a home final. The Giants need to win to guarantee finals.
These are both teams are hot.
Hot.
Mm.
GWS are coming home with a wet sail, aren't they?
And I feel like Marvel suits the Giants.
Yeah. Good get.
I'm going to go Carlton, but I don't think I'll watch it. I think I'll be in the change rooms, potentially getting on a plane. So I don't think I'm watching it. But
Yeah.
No, you won't watch it Sunday night at Marvel.
Well, they've staggered it so that your game can finish straight into it and people can
Okay.
watch both, which is good because it's a late start. For
You
a
put it
Sunday
on
night.
in the sheds.
yeah, so ideally Western Bulldogs win and make this game really interesting. That's what we want.
Exactly.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's go a doggies win into a really interesting Sunday twilight.
Mm.
Very good from you, Max. Go well. Enjoy the final round of the year. I got a very good feeling about Melbourne.
Yep.
Very good
Me
feeling.
too.
Me too.
Everyone seems to be teetering except you guys.
Yeah.
Carlton.
And Carlton.
I wouldn't
Maybe
worry
it's going to be a
about that. I
Carlton
wouldn't
D's
worry
grand
about
final.
Carlton.
Oh,
mate.
you should.
Max Gorn on the Marty Sheargold Show. It's Triple M.